Welcome, everyone, to today's podcast. We're so excited that you've joined us. If you're listening right now, it probably means you want to improve your English skills, and you're in the right place.
That's right. Learning English doesn't have to feel like sitting in a classroom with a heavy grammar book. It can actually be a fun journey where you explore new words, connect with people, and discover different cultures.
Exactly. Think of English as a bridge. Every time you learn a new phrase, you're adding a plank to that bridge, making it easier to cross from your world to someone else's. And today, we'll help you build that bridge step by step.
Let's start with a very simple but powerful practice, learning to use short, everyday sentences. Imagine you're at a coffee shop and you want to order a drink. You might freeze and worry about saying it wrong. But if you've practiced saying, "Can I have a latte, please?" then suddenly the moment isn't so scary anymore.
And here's a fun way to practice. Pretend your kitchen is a cafe. Open the fridge and say, "Can I have some milk, please?" Or hold up a banana and say, "I'd like to buy this." It may feel silly at first, but your brain starts to connect English with real-life actions.
I used to do this when I was learning Spanish. I would pretend my room was a little shop. I'd look at my shoes and say, "How much are these shoes?" Practicing like that made it so much easier when I had to ask the same question in real life.
Listeners, here's your first challenge. What is one simple English sentence you could practice today? Maybe, where is the bus stop? Or, what time is the meeting? Pause this episode if you like, say it out loud, and then come back.
And remember, mistakes are not a problem. They're proof that you're learning. The more you try, the more confident you'll become.
Exactly. In fact, let's practice together right now. Repeat after us. Excuse me, can you help me? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Excuse me, can you help me?
Perfect! The more you say it, the easier it becomes. And that's our first big secret to learning English. Practice with small, useful phrases.
Speaking of useful, let's dive deeper into why short, simple sentences are so powerful for learning English.
Here's the thing. Our brains love patterns. When you practice short, everyday sentences, you're not just learning random words, you're learning structures. For example, can I have can be used everywhere. Can I have a pen? Can I have some water? Can I have a minute?
Exactly. And once you know the structure, you can change the last word to fit different situations. That's like having a magic key that opens many doors.
Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine moved to London, and at first he was terrified to speak. But he learned just a few patterns like can I have and I'd like. Suddenly, he could order food, buy tickets, and ask for help. Within weeks, he was speaking more because he wasn't stuck searching for words.
That's a great example. And here's another tip. Don't just learn words, learn phrases. If you memorize, "Good morning, how are you?" it flows naturally when you greet someone. You don't have to stop and translate each word in your head.
Yes, and listeners, let's practice. Repeat after me. I'd like some water, please.
Now let's change it. "I'd like some tea, please."
See how easy it is? Same structure, different word. That's the power of learning phrases.
Okay, let's ask our audience a question. Think of one phrase you could use at work, at school, or even at the grocery store. What's one thing you could say in English tomorrow?
That's a great way to make learning practical. Because honestly, English is everywhere. If you use it daily, even in small ways, you'll improve faster than you think.
Which brings us to another important point: consistency. You don't need 3 hours of study every day. Even 10 to 15 minutes can make a big difference if you do it regularly.
Right. Imagine brushing your teeth. You don't brush for 2 hours once a week. You brush for 2 minutes every day. That's what keeps your teeth healthy. Learning English is the same. Small, daily practice keeps your language muscles strong.
Exactly. Here's a practical idea. Set a reminder on your phone. Every evening, spend 5 minutes practicing out loud. It could be a short dialogue, a phrase, or even reading a sentence from a book.
And don't just study silently. Speak out loud. Your mouth needs practice just as much as your brain does.
That's so true. When I was learning French, I used to read children's stories out loud. Simple language, short sentences, and it gave me confidence.
Oh, I love that tip. Listeners, you can even use subtitles on TV shows. Watch a show in English, read the subtitles, then pause and repeat what the characters say. It's like turning your living room into a classroom.
Yes, and choose shows you enjoy. Don't force yourself to watch something boring. The more fun it is, the more you'll stick with it.
Which brings me to another secret: learning through stories.
Stories are powerful because they connect words with emotions. You don't just memorize, you feel the language.
Exactly. Let me share a quick story. When I first moved abroad, I had to introduce myself at a party. I said, "Hello, my name is," and suddenly I forgot the rest. Everyone laughed kindly, and someone said, "Don't worry, we understand." That moment stayed in my mind, and I never forgot how to introduce myself again.
That's such a good example. Sometimes the stories where we make mistakes are the ones that teach us the most.
Yes, and listeners, you can make your own English stories. For example, create a character in your mind who goes to the market. What do they buy? What do they say? Build a little scene in your head and tell it in English.
I love that. Here's one. Imagine you're traveling, you're at the airport, and the staff asks, "May I see your passport?" What would you say? Probably, "Here you go," or "Of course." That's a mini story you can practice.
Listeners, try it right now. Picture yourself at an airport or in a cafe. What short English exchange could you practice?
And remember, don't be afraid to sound funny. The more playful you are, the easier it gets.
That's true. And that leads us to another tip: learning through conversation.
Conversation is the heart of language. You can memorize words forever, but if you never use them in conversation, they fade away.
Absolutely. And even talking to yourself in English counts. Say, "I'm cooking rice. I'm cleaning the table." It sounds simple, but you're training your brain to think in English.
That's such an important point. Thinking in English. At first, you'll translate from your language, but slowly, with practice, you'll start to think directly in English.
I remember when I started dreaming in another language. That was the moment I knew my brain was shifting.
That's a big milestone. And listeners, don't pressure yourselves. It will happen naturally if you expose yourself to English often.
Which brings us to another key: listening. The more you listen, the better your speaking becomes.
That's right. Listening teaches you rhythm, tone, and pronunciation. You'll notice that English speakers connect words. Instead of going to, they say gonna.
Yes, and at first that can be confusing. But don't worry, you don't need to copy everything. Just notice how people speak, and slowly you'll pick it up.
A fun exercise is shadowing. Play a short clip, pause, and repeat exactly how the speaker says it. Try to copy their voice, speed, and accent.
It's like being an actor in a movie. You step into the role and speak as if you are that character.
And don't be shy. Nobody's listening, except maybe your cat or your plants.
Yes, and the more you practice,